What up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Thought Skin Ambassador, aka Ball Man Do It Better, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 4 Theory and Prediction video brought to you courtesy of the GPA, the Global Power Association. All my theories are 100 billion% correct until proven wrong. And even if I happen to be wrong, it's so entertaining that it's still worth the watch, which makes me right anyway. And what I got for y'all today is Jukebox catches her first body, saving Marvin's life, and specifically episode 2 of season 4. Now, I created this theory based off of the preview pictures that we seen, based off of the teasers that we seen, based off of the trailers that we seen, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how this goes down and why it will be in episode 2. And then we will have the rest of the season where Jukebox gets closer to Kanan over catching a murder, where Marvin begins to respect her gangster, and we still will have the rest of the season where Jukebox contemplates what she wants to do with her life, and we will get to see exactly how that body affects her. This video is going to be another banger. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, now first, I'm going to explain why Jukebox will catch this body in episode 2, and episode 2 specifically. This is because over the course of the series of Raising Kanan, there has been a seasonal trend where one member of the family catches a body in episode 2, and it affects them for the rest of the season in many different ways. Now, in season 1, of course, we had Lou. Lou killed D-Wiz. Season 1, episode 2. Season 2, episode 2, we had Rock kill Scrappy. Season 3, episode 2, we had Marvin. Marvin kills Sal Baselli. So, based off of what we've seen for this seasonal trend that I'm calling it over the course of the first 3 seasons, it's only natural to rightfully assume that in episode 2 of season 4, the next people to catch a body would be either Jukebox catching her first body, or Kanan catching his quote-unquote second body, even though technically it will be 3 because he had something to do with Buck 20, even though he gave D-Wiz that body, right? And the reason why most likely it's not going to be Kanan is because Kanan was the last person in the Thomas family to catch a body, where the final episode of last season, Kanan killed Ronnie. So being that he just caught a body, it has to be Jukebox who will catch a body in episode 2. And it's guaranteed to happen unless they purposely, for whatever reason, they're breaking the seasonal trend, okay? So now we have to ask ourselves, because we've seen Jukebox wielding a gun in now 2 different scenes, right? The earlier teaser that we had, and now the official trailer. She got the burgundy on. She holding the grip. She holding the blickety blick blick blick. I believe that these are 2 different scenarios, right? But let me dive deeper, okay? When we talk about where she got the gun from, either things was going on in the streets and Marvin told Jukebox that the streets was hot and he gave her a gun beforehand, and she just so happened to end up using it when she saved Marvin's life, or she was riding around with Marvin. Marvin seen his target, and this target is someone who we don't know about, but we see Marvin kicking in doors and doing a whole bunch of gangster shit, right? Because that's what he do, right? He seen his target, and knowing that he couldn't miss his opportunity, he went for it and told Jukebox to drive off if he isn't back in time, right? This is a scenario where he happened to have Jukebox in the car when he seen his target, and he told Jukebox, like, yo, I do gangster shit. This has to get done, right? Now, we also know who Marvin is, and we know the love that Marvin has for Jukebox. And we know that Marvin would not voluntarily put his daughter in a dangerous situation like that, knowing she has never been through it before. Jukebox also wouldn't just drive off after possibly hearing a gunshot within whatever house, or rather I'm going to suggest apartment, that Marvin followed whoever into, okay? She would naturally, if she doesn't have a gun on her, check the glove compartment after being suspicious, or pull out the gun she already has and go check on her father. I'm thus suggesting that the picture that we see of Jukebox pointing a gun while she's standing in someone's doorway, I dare to say that that's the same apartment that she ends up following Marvin to after she gets suspicious. And the reason why she's pointing that gun is because the door's wide open. And Marvin is struggling with this person. Maybe there's a gunfight, or maybe there's not a gunfight, but a gun struggle, or maybe there's a knife struggle because Marvin, right, underestimated whoever this person is, or maybe there was an extra person in the house, something like that, right? But she would see a fight and potential gun struggle, meaning somehow Marvin dropped his gun or assumed his target wouldn't have one, so he didn't bring one, and Jukebox would shoot the person Marvin is struggling with. Hence the reason why they both have blood on them in the car. And that's why I want to also mention the picture and the scene that everyone has seen up to this point, which is the picture where it's Marvin in the driver's seat, right? And Jukebox is also in the car, and if you look on the face, it's either blood or maybe she got snuffed or something like that in the middle of whatever's going on, right? I suggest that Marvin did not get shot in this scene, but rather he may have gotten stabbed. And if he didn't get stabbed, right, it was real bloody because Jukebox shot the person at point blank range and then blood splattered everywhere, right? This is Juke's first body in episode 2 of season 4. Another thing I also want to add is the scene with Jukebox walking with Officer Garcia, because we all see that as well. And if you catch them walking, you can tell that Jukebox is not being arrested. Her hands are not behind her back, as if, you know what I'm saying? You can also tell that Officer Garcia, who will be probably the biggest police problem, but I also feel like they'll mess around and get him to flip by the end of the season, right? Because he's just too much of a goody two-shoes. That means that he's going to mess up somehow or some way, and he's going to be able to be paid off or something like that, right? But, in my opinion, this scene likely takes place after the body, with Garcia getting some kind of information and deciding to run down on Jukebox and take her in for questioning. Maybe he says something about the Detective Burke as well, right? But he will take Jukebox in for questioning. And we also know that she will get off and not get arrested. We know that she had no record, being that in OG Power, she ended up being a cop and working for the police force in DC. But like I said, Jukebox catches her first body, saving Marvin's life in episode 2 specifically of Raising Kanan season 4. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's gotta get that. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.